So you've grown out some facial hair, congratulations. But let's talk about something that we neglect to cover. We always go over fading, trimming, cutting. But what's the most important thing that we forget to talk about? That is the neckline. Let's jump into it. Now here on the channel, we have talked about a numerous amount of subjects and topics, but one thing we forget to go over is the neckline. Now, why is this so important? Well, first, the neckline is going to determine where your beard is going to look and how you're able to grow it out in the most cohesive way. Now, what does that mean? So depending on if you're going for a short beard or long beard, that really can play a term and in your look of how it's going to turn out. So if you're growing out a longer beard, you want to start growing out your neckline a little longer, and that's going to give it some fullness and thickness. If you're having a shorter beard, I like to go a little higher, and that gives a little more definition and a little more style. Well, in the beginning, I always call it the hangman's noose, is where we're going from the jawline to jawline. But a lot of people like to get a little more edgier. They like to stay on the bone of the jaw. So let me try to break some things down for you to give you guys an exact placement of where you should start cutting with your razor. Now let's start from the beginning. You're starting to grow out your beard. You're wanting to do your first shave. My first recommendation, get a straight razor. I know we all love the multi-blades, but when we're in this time of a numerous amount of products, the straight razor is where it's going to be at. One, it's cheaper. Straight up, it's a cheaper entry into the shave game. Two, you're gonna get a better line, all right? And three, you get a better shave, okay? You get a closer shave to the skin and you're gonna have less bumps, acne, all that stuff that's gonna irritate your skin. Now, the first line that I like to create is the hangman's noose. And like I said, it's going from jawline to jawline, and we're pretty much just shaving all the way under, and we wanna keep as high as we can as possible to the jawbone. Now, this is where we need to start figuring out how high is too high. And this is where the big misconception is about where that line needs to start having a shorter beard. Now, what a lot of gentlemen like to do is right where that jawbone is, they will take their razor and they will go ahead, place it right there and drive down. No, stop. We want to go below the jawline. We want to start under the jawline itself. We can always go up, but once we cut and we go too high, we can't go back. We got to wait another week. And in that time, I'll tell you why it's such a hurdle and a struggle to go over. So my biggest recommendation is take your straight razor. If you have a multi-blade and you want to stick with that, that's fine. Take your finger and go right under your jawbone, and that's where you want your razor to start, is right under that finger. So we're gonna go ahead and place it right there. That's where it's going to start, okay? And just like I talked about, it's right by that hangman's noose, and it's a great way for you to start right there. If you wanna go higher, you can always go up, but this is a great position for you to start your straight razor. Now, here's what happens if you actually go a little higher, and here's where the misconception starts, okay? Let's say you take your straight razor, you put it right here on that jawline. Okay, everything looks good. We're looking straight up and normal. But what happens when we kind of have a more natural state? We put our head down. Look where that razor is now. It's actually about a half of an inch above that jawline. And this is a bad, unfortunate look that I do not only appreciate, but it gives us the sense of, you know, you look fat. I mean, to be straight up and honest with you, it gives the double chin look. And what's happening is that not only are you creating that line while you are on that bone, but when you start to look down, it'll actually create a wave or a divot that goes into your beard. So depending on if your jawline and your cheek line are low and this is high, you've actually created a very minimal space in between those two parts, and it really creates an uneven look. So this is a very interesting topic that we don't really get into as we grow up into adults. What's funny is in the early 80s and 90s, it was just a traditional shave, and into the 2000s and 2010s, it wasn't really prominent enough for us to really dive into, hey, where's the right line to cut on the neck to make things nice and sharp. And that's, you know, the best part about all this is that we've actually found with YouTube, with videos of how to find the right angle and the right cut to create that nice look that everybody seems to have and want. And with that, I appreciate you guys coming along. This is a really good topic that I think we need to bring up and address. That way we all know where we stand when it comes to shaving our neck and the line. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.